Hello, welcome back to our discussion of the kidneys. In this series of lectures, we've been going over the four main processes that happen in the kidneys. We've been going through them one by one. In this video, we are going to be talking about secretion. Okay, so I'm just going to start by reminding you that secretion is the selective transfer of substances from the bloodstream to the tubule. Looking at this figure here, these blue arrows indicate where secretion happens in the tubule. So we have some secretion happening here in the proximal tubule, some in the distal tubule, some in the collecting duct. Okay. Um, and basically, the whole point of secretion is to enhance excretion of a molecule. Okay, so let's say you have a substance in your body that you want to get rid of. I want to remind you that a bunch of it is already going to end up in the tubule um, as a result of filtration, right? So remember that the liquid here that we see in the tubule, the filtrate, has the same composition as the plasma, basically, except for proteins, right? So there aren't proteins in the tubule. So anything you might want to get rid of is going to end up in the tubule. But if there are special molecules that you especially want to get rid of, you can add more of that molecule to the tubule by taking that out of the bloodstream and secreting it into the lumen of the tubule. Okay, so that's the whole idea behind secretion. I also want to say that it uses active transport. Okay, so again, remember that at least initially, the composition of the filtrate is going to be just about the same as the composition of the plasma, except that we don't have proteins there, okay? And then it's only gonna get more concentrated as we move down the tubule because we're removing water. Therefore, if we are to transfer a particular molecule from the bloodstream into the tubule, we're going to be moving against its concentration gradient. Therefore, we need to use active transport to transport that molecule. Okay? So now what I would like you to do is to contemplate this question right here. So what kinds of molecules might you want to secrete? Under what circumstances would you want to do this? Go ahead, hit pause, think about that for a while, and then we can come back and talk about it. Okay, so I don't know what ideas you came up with, but essentially, we're going to use secretion for waste products, right? So we want to get rid of waste products probably at a greater rate than we would get rid of them just by filtration. So we're going to secrete them, toxins, things like that, that we just want to get out of our bodies, okay? Those are the kinds of molecules that we're going to be secreting. And then also remember that some of the roles of the kidneys are to achieve salt balance, achieve osmotic balance, achieve acid-base balance. And so we're going to be transporting materials either into the tubule or out of the tubule in order to achieve that balance. Okay, so secretion is going to be part of that. So we might want to secrete hydrogen ion, for example, if our blood is too acidic. We might want to secrete sodium if we are, if our sodium concentration is too high in our blood, and so on. Okay.